accelerating just as quickly, raising big questions about trust, transparency, and the future of human-machine collaboration. Let's head to you. We're joined now by Christopher Nichols from Convergence Solutions. Good to have you on Ticker. Why do so many people still fear AI, even as it becomes part of their everyday lives?
Yeah, it's actually kind of an easy question. I think when you look at AI right now and all the conversations that are happening with it, it's not really artificial intelligence anymore. You're really starting to hear a narrative that's closer to like artificial humanity, right? So what is as a human being, not just like in my business or not just in my career or school or academia, like what's my role as a human being in my neighborhood, right? In my network, my close friendships.
Yeah, very much so. And that concept of misinformation amplifying global AI anxiety, you talk about it not necessarily being artificial intelligence, but now artificial humanity. The question about misinformation, though, really amplifies that concern.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's a lot of misinformation because the narrative is not giving people a lot of hope about what a future human being is, right? I think that there for humanity moving forward. I think when you think about it in terms of even businesses, organizations, and life, humanity lends itself a very unique ability with AI, right? So we bring creativity, we bring energy, we bring a little chaos, right? We bring a little uncertainty. And we bring a lot of novel concepts to AI. And we can look at AI not as a replacement for us, but basically an enhancement and a tool that lets us have clear thought, take our creativity, and basically bring structure to it, right?
Yeah, very much so. Wherever you look at the moment, of course, Christopher, there's so much hype about AI. Is the hype coming from the media, from the investment community, from the developers? Where do you think the hype's coming from?
I think it's coming from everywhere. And like I said, I think the problem is that we're just not hearing a lot of guidance from people and tech leadership and things like that, government, on like, where do we sit, right? I don't think it's intentional, frankly. I think that most people just are uncertain right now. And we're going through like a really dramatic shift in new technology, not just tangible technology with AI and what's at our fingertips and what it can do, but like I said, just uncertainty about like, what is my job role going to be? I think that just lends itself to uncertainty and anxiety. People are just naturally anxious about these things. I don't think it's that much different, honestly, from when farmers went from picking fruit and vegetables in a field to going to a tractor and adopting new technology. It's there. We have to stop looking at it as we have to stop looking at it as basically a problem for us, but so much as like a tool that can advance our creativity.
It's often said the Industrial Revolution had a start date but never an end date, in that it keeps going, and AI is just the latest development in an ongoing industrial revolution, essentially. But the challenge being that we keep seeing, I don't know about you, when I log into YouTube, I see every job's going to be gone, and within 2 years, get ready because the whole world is about to change. That feeds into that anxiety, doesn't it? So what do tech leaders need to be doing right now to rebuild trust and to make sure that their best performers don't walk out the door somewhere else because they're so concerned?
Right. Like I said, I really think that tech leaders need to provide some guidance about what humanity brings to AI. I personally think that AI needs humanity more than we need it. Right. So if humanity basically just stopped using it altogether, we stopped talking to it tomorrow, it doesn't really have a ton of purpose. Right. We can operate without AI right now, but it's not going to go away. Now, I do think that AI could get to a point of really just kind of over-optimizing itself, over-optimizing businesses, over-optimizing divisions within those businesses, right? So if you let AI just go straight innovation without direction, it turns into an optimization engine. It basically just starts gutting what it does, and it gets to the point where it's just a yes-no answer, and it doesn't have the ability to be creative outside of that. Human beings, on the other hand, have a really interesting way of making problems. Not in a bad way, but they make really kind of like, I would almost call it like energy or differences in the situation, right? They can come into a situation, they can think clearly and creatively about it. They can drive culture. They can drive branding. There are tons of areas that human beings are responsible for and necessary for, ethics being one of them as well. How does AI operate without humanity being an ethical driver? Right?
Yes. And obviously these issues are shaping the way that companies like yours at Convergence Solutions are building and deploying AI. Before we go, how can people learn more?
Convergence Solutions is where we're at. I'm happy to talk to you. We'd love to talk to more. We love talking to businesses and CEOs about the topic.
Christopher, really appreciate your time here on Ticker. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.